Larry here, aka Simidad. Hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to SnowRunner Hard Mode, episode 16, I think, possibly. Picking up exactly where we left off in the garage at Smithville Dam with the old white Western Star, which we fixed up and recovered somewhat terribly last time with the Pacific P16. Now, what we want to do is we want to hop ourselves into Fleet Start. The first task of the day is we need to go down this newly cleared road and we need to rescue the cargo that we lost down here before, and then we're going to take that to clear the boulders on another section road. Take that off straight away. Yeah, I hope you are all well, enjoying the series so far. I do, again, apologise that last time out was such a terrible outing. Put the anchors down. Crane mode. Let's lift that up. Obviously, the key thing to this is we want to try and do this without wrecking ourselves further. We want to get that on there. There we are, so we've done that, so we can go back up here. We'll go around the other way. Yeah, so if we back up this way, turn around, we'll head off to where we need to unload this cargo, and then not 100% sure what we'll do next. I think the next logical step really is going to be to try and rescue the final track. Now the problem we've got with that is realistically the best, strongest option we've got is either, well, the hands down most strongest option we've got is the P16. It's also the slowest, which is not ideal. The other option that we have got is the other option we do in fact have open to us is we hop back to Black River and we get our scout over here. Now the Hammer has got proven capabilities of rescuing. Actually rescued the Kodiak with it, dragged that all the way back. We also probably do need the scout on here because there's some scouting missions that we probably want to do. So that is probably the best option, I think, fastest at least. Obviously, hands down, P16 is going to be the one, but it is slow. So I think it probably makes a ton of sense to get a scout over here, get the Hammer, and bring that back here. We'll do some of the scouting missions. There's a fuel trailer we need to rescue and pull up. I'm not going to deliver that fuel trailer straight away. We are going to pull it to the side of the road for now until we've got it to a point where there's 10% or so left in it, and then we'll deliver it. There are a couple of other scouting missions, I think, on here that need to be done. And then it'll be much the same then, really, of pressing on to Drummond. And again, clearing. Should have done this, but yeah, pressing on to Drummond and you know, clearing off any missions there that are easy enough. Probably the same with Island Lakes. Do probably need to get the P16 over to Island Lakes because we've got that big twin steer thing over there. And yeah, that needs to get fully fixed up, so we need to what do we need to do? I think what we're trying to say, we need to drag like a service trailer over to it to fix it up so that it's drivable, and then we need to sort of worry then about whether we're going to bother with doing right, so that's going to do us, yeah, bother with fixing the body or not. So that's that one done. Great work, $1,500 for that and 160 star points. So we will park this over here for now. Stop engine. And then we'll go in the global map, get back to Black River. Find our hammer, which is actually quite handily pretty close to the thing, because if you remember, we had to use it to bring back the or refuel the Fleet Star. So we it's quite handily that it's quite close to the entrance to Smithville Dam. Probably not got a whole lot of much in the way of fuel left. Because we did have to, like I say, we did have to refuel pretty much the whole of the Fleet Star, which is like 200 and something. Travel to Smithville Dam. So I think first things first, we are going to go over and have a bash at rescuing that truck. Don't need to watch that. So we don't want to track this one because we don't. So we want to, right, let me just have a look where we want to go. Right, sorry. Get our bearings. So I think what we'll do is we will tackle off the lost trailer first, because it's right there. And then I'm not sure that we've activated that mission down there, or these missions, so we'll go around this way, and then the truck I believe that we're looking for is down there. So if I track the lost trailer mission, and then the way down to that is gonna be, I wonder what's the best way. They both look pretty ropey, but I'm gonna go that way, I think. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Like I said, we're not, we are tracking the mission, but we're not going to complete the mission because we want to keep the fuel to use it. If I will also do, because we've got a highly likely risk that we'll just blast straight past where we want to turn. Yeah, we're just literally going to recover this. Not recover it, we're going to find it and we're going to drag it. We'll hook it up and then we're going to pull it up to somewhere where it's more useful to us. And then we can bleed it dry, so to speak, for want of a better phrase. It's a close one, I thought we were going then. Yeah, we'll bleed it down to the 10%, then we'll deliver it once it's 10%. So the Hummer is exceptionally fuel efficient, which is quite fortunate really, and it also has the ability to carry a fair bit of fuel as well, with the trunk racks and the roof rack. I'm not quite sure yet, but one I'm thinking probably going lower here because we want to get slow and steady. I'm thinking probably one of the trucks that we've got, and it's probably going to be one of the the less able trucks, if you like, for want of a better phrase. We are probably going to use that as a fuel truck, sort of a somewhat mobile fuel truck. And when I say less good, you know, it may well be the crappy GMC pulls the short straw, and becomes that, because then we could just use that on the main sort of better roads, if you like. And it's sort of semi-mobile to get it to closer where we need to go. Yeah, we'll try and make our way over here. I don't know if this is the best way. It's a way. This probably seems like quite the precarious way to have gone. And furthermore, I don't really know the best way back up. I assume it's probably the way we came, but it's too sheer just to drive back up. Just drive straight up through the trees. Yeah, this looks like it's quite a boggy mess. Just drive. Let's not look friendly. Let's just have a little look on the map ski. I mean, one might think you might be able to drive up there, but doesn't look particularly forgiving. I think that is going to be the best way around here. Drag it a bit closer. may be wondering why it's got dark so quick. We did start a little later in the day than usual. I think it was already about 1 o'clock when we started, so that's why it's got dark quite quick. It's not to worry. It's we're still going to run for the usual amount of time. I'd forgotten that we were running a bit off time and hadn't had a chance to catch ourselves up, as it were. But obviously you can't skip forward with, I think on single player, on normal mode, there's like an option in the game that you can, option in the menu where you can just sort of click it and skip to the daylight. But you can't do that on hard mode. So you have to kind of, the only way that I've sort of been able to figure out how to do it is by just put the game on and just leave it running for half an hour. So I didn't get a chance to do that, so give it a bit of diff lock. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna dump this quite close to where it needs to be delivered to. But not where it needs to be delivered to, if you know what I mean. And then that leaves it out sort of, you know, pretty well close to where it needs to go. Be able to get up in auto now. And then yeah, it's pretty easy access then. Obviously, at some point soon, I was sort of chatting to Mr. Farquhar and Rusty about this recently. Shout out you two. By the way, if you haven't checked out Mr. Farquhar, do check him out. He's a legend. He's got his own Hard Mode series. He's further on than I am. He's done Michigan and Alaska, and is now on Taymir or Taymir, whichever way you say it, which is the third region included in the base game. So I was chatting to them too, and I sort of said, oh look, I need to probably have a whole episode of just moving trailers around, fuel trailers, so that we've got a ready supply, because there's been a couple of times we've sort of been caught out recently where we've had to get the scout in to fix it. And if we can just blip across here, yeah, where we've had to sort of get the scout in to remedy it as like a mobile fuel essentially, and that's because we haven't spent the time and put the fuel trailers where we need to. Which now that we've discovered all of the areas where there's fuel, that is something that we need to do. And I was sort of saying, oh look, you know, it's a bit of a wasted episode of me just moving trailers around and trying to position them where I think is going to be fine. And Mr. Farquhar he sort of said, look, that's the logistic part of the game. You need to plan ahead, and you know, that's what everyone has to go through. So there will be an episode coming up soon. I am trying to think of ways that I can just intermingle it with other tasks like this now. So this trailer needs to get dropped off there, and this seems like as good a place as any to leave it. So before we leave, we will give ourselves a little drink. Fill up there, we'll fill up the roof rack. There we go. So we're back up to full. Yeah, so I'm trying to sort of, right, we want to stop tracking that now because we've done as much as we're going to do on that for now. So yeah, we're gonna just press on ahead now, really. Just straight ahead down these roads. I want to have a look, sort of tick off this job as we go through. That job, and then we'll pull the truck. I think with the truck, if we can pull it, we're going to pull it up out this side and we'll go past this quarry and drag it back. Yeah, I am going to try and intermingle the move-in. I know I've said intermingle about 50,000 times already. But yeah, I'm going to try and do it within the episode itself, so maybe I don't end up having to have one whole episode of me just plonking trailers and moving trailers. Which, you know, I do accept Mr. Farquhar. He speaks a lot of sense. I will say as well, which I don't know if I should, but it's his birthday today. The day that I'm recording this is Mr. Farquhar's birthday, so even though it's probably going to be like 2 weeks until he sees this, because of when the schedule is. Shout out Mr. Farquhar, happy birthday, my brethren. Hope you had a great day, whatever you got up to. Yeah, we got some nice things. But yeah, I think if we've got to do an episode where we've got to do that, we've just got to do that, do you know what I mean? So we'll see how we get on. It's probably the best option. It is on my mind, especially for Smithville, because it's not too bad. Like the ones on Black River, there's plenty of fuel there, and again, it's just probably just needs to move it into more, like I desperately need to move one of the tanks into town so that there's fuel at that far end, because that's also quite close to the entrance to Smithville Dam as well. So it's kind of like if I was taking trucks through, or either way, there's a quite reasonably quick fuel stop after or before. Smithville Dam desperately needs fuel trailers because there's the sum total of naffle. Drummond is not too bad because although there's only one, it is a big one and it's reasonably central. Whoa! I thought it was going then. It's reasonably central to the map, so you know, it's one of them ones. It's like, could it be in a better location, or would it be better if there was like a couple of smaller ones dotted around? Probably. So we may drag a couple of smaller scout trailers over to Drummond and place them around in easier locations. And then obviously Island Lakes has just got bloody copious amounts of fuel, which again we need to find them all and drag them out. And so this was actually, thinking about it, this is where we came to get the CK 1500, I believe. So that's a bit of nostalgia is the right term, but nostalgia fair. So yeah, we'll get there. I mean, if you've got any tips and tricks about that, if you've got any thoughts about where I should place down the fuel trailers or whatever, and don't be afraid to hit me up in the comments. I'd love to get some interaction going. I do try my best to respond to all comments. And let's have a little look. I want to go down there. We just want to keep. Just going to place a place marker down there because I think you can go off down there to places that we've already been. This is uncharted territory really for us this far down. We've unlocked it on the map purely because we got the relevant watchtower. This is quite a gnarly looking crossing here. That's why we look at the map. To see how far off we are. So we will go for this. So it's slow and steady. Wins the race. There's not really a lot in the way yet, it seems like, or which points over here either. Days. I think that seems to be the method that works best for me at the moment, is slow and steady. As much as I want to be like barreling through and getting the jobs done quick and all that kind of stuff, it's a bit like, well, got ourselves a little service trailer here, and we've got ourselves a task. Reward 2,900 Dyson diesel here. One of our contractors has lost a number of construction materials down the river. We need them back, except, so lost bags is on. We're not tracking that at the moment though. So, our route from here. Yeah, we want to go around that way really. Stop off there. The question is, I wonder, there's a repair the truck task there. They're going to want a full repair, or are we going to have enough spare parts in our arsenal, as it were, to repair that ourselves? Sorry about that, a slight interruption. Watching kids, wife does a night class on a Monday, and one of the kids was, I could hear him through the baby monitor acting up. So just got to take care of that. Sorry about that. So we are going to keep pressing on. As best as we can. And that is all we can do. So, look, it's a crappy GMC. The $1,900 dollars. So if we just have a, sorry, repair the truck. Start tracking. I assume it's this truck that we need to repair. And it needs 130 repair points. Is that all it needs? And what do we need to do then? Oh, you bloody idiot. So what I've just done, like I mean, we wouldn't have had enough anyway as it is. I've just repaired my own truck. Never mind. Well, right, so that's we'll stop tracking that because that's a mission for another day. And we will press on. Done lost bags, we've activated that. Did we? I don't know if we activated that. Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's got that. Wait, it doesn't matter that we repaired our own truck because it needed repairing anyway. And repair parts are not exactly expensive. But it also doesn't matter because we wouldn't have had enough to repair that truck fully anyway. So that's going to be a drag the service trailer up here job, I reckon. I think I probably would have been quite annoyed had we have had enough to. Oh, hello. Oh, it's quite deep. Okay. Can we go around it? I don't like the look of that, to be honest with you. Can't see through the trees, but there we go. Didn't really like the look of that. There we go. We are pressing on. We were moving quite nicely through there, and then we got stuck on that fallen log, so should be able to speed up a little bit here. Happy days, happy days. There's a sign there. That's to the tunnels. That goes to Island Lakes. So there we are. That covers us off for the little bits that we hadn't seen prior. Now we want to on the lookout. So I think what I possibly want to probably try and do is, I mean, there is that mission down there, Lucky Fisherman, which we do need to do. And if we, I don't know if this is a chance. Right, I tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna drive down there. I'm going to go down, I'm going to get this, so I'm going to start tracking that. Let me just put some way markers down a minute, sorry. We sort of want to... This is what I'm sort of estimating is probably the best route. And, I mean, we will do a large part of this by ear as well, sort of play it by ear as well, in the sense of if this all looks like impassable, then we'll knock it off. But we could at least get that to a more easily accessible location, and help us out supremely. so it's going to be a lot of low and slow gears. We'll probably need to spend a little bit of money around here on the hammer and just get one of the better gearboxes for it, so that we've got the sort of higher low gear, if that makes sense. Then we've got a bit more to play with than in terms of being able to go faster in the lower gears. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, slow and steady seems to be the way. Which I'm sure you seasoned SnowRunner players have probably been screaming at me from the rooftop since you've been playing it. No, you idiot, go slower. Don't go faster, get your low gear on. So there's that track that we missed, so that'll fill us. That will give us full discovered tracks there. Go across here. And then once we're done with that truck, once we've got it back to the garage or whatever, you know, assume it's ours to keep, we can. Well, we'll be full squad then. Have our full fleet of vehicles that you can find within Michigan, and we'll have some decisions to make about what we do for going forward. In terms of, do we keep all of them? Do we get rid of some of them? I think my play, if you like, is going to be this. Now, I don't know if this is wise, I don't know if this is stupid, but this is how it's going to be. Now, Mr. Farquhar has some strong views about the crappy GMC. It's no secret at this point that I don't like that truck, and I have alluded to selling it before many times, because I dislike it. Now that we're moving, I may find a use for it. Yeah, now that we're making progress, I might find a use for it. I think my play is probably going to be that we will keep everything until we finish Michigan, and then we may well have a little sell-off at the end when Michigan's done. Once we know like what we've used quite a lot, what we haven't, because I mean, I suppose it depends as well how much money we're going to have coming out of here. Now, this is the fisherman's car. So, having not learned anything from my previous escapades, I'm going to drag it out backwards. But yeah, I think that'll be the play, is we'll just see how we get on. I think we'll just keep everything for now. Even the Chev, we'll keep that. But we will definitely be selling that Chev before we move on to Alaska, whenever that time comes. because we're only really keeping that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has come in useful one time, and we needed the fuel trailer when we decided to take the best part of 40 minutes to free up the truck. Or, yeah, get the Western Star and the White Western back. So it did come in handy for that. So it is, you know, it served a purpose, but it's probably not gonna, you know, the intention was always to sell it, so that is still the intention. We can actually turn that engine on, that'll help us a little bit. Not sure how much because we're pulling it backwards, but stick to the tree line here, we should be okay. We don't really want to drive straight ahead there. Because I'm just not sure how deep that water is. What I'm actually going to do though, truck here. This is the missing truck that we've got to bring back. The question is, it's the International Transtar 4070. Let me just quick look on the map. I think how much is this job paying us? 1550. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the Chev up to here, and then we're going to come back for the Transtar because it's pretty trashed up anyway. I just don't think that we can. I don't know if this is. Can we switch vehicles? Change truck. Do that. Can't attach the winch, so just be a little bit careful here because we are going to end up bedding ourselves in. we are putting ourselves in here. I think actually what's happening is the twin, whatever it's called, is stuck. Do then is release the winch on that. We'll attach the winch to that. Carry on our merry way. So what we'll do is we'll drop this off, and then I think we'll have to come back with a more powerful truck. Because this just seemed to get stuck on the mud. We did transverse this with the hammer before, so I think we should be okay. Keep to these like reedy areas because they're probably a bit more solid. I'm sure there was probably a quicker way to go. I was just thinking in mind of trying to pull that Transtar out as well. So slow and steady wins the race. Go outside the quarry, and the fisherman's house is just at the top there. Drop that off, and probably call that the episode there. That'll be 2 extra jobs cleared off. So, well, two jobs completed, and we'll have pulled that. We obviously found the truck and pulled the scout fuel trailer out of the water. That's a little favour going forward. And then next episode we're going to have to get something a bit more meaty, if you like, which unfortunately is the P16, which is a pain because it's so slow. So that needs mastering. It was a funny old thing, that Transtar is a little like cab over, a little old school cab over probably like a highway truck. I imagine it's amazing off-road or anything, so that may well be our on-road fuel truck if you can fit a fuel tank bed to it. But we will see, we will see. Quarry down there. I'm assuming there's going to be some jobs and stuff to do down there. So it does look to be a trailer down there actually, which we won't have discovered that. So we're going to go up there. And just at the top of this road is where the fisherman's house is. Yeah, sadly the hammer just didn't seem to have it. Just couldn't seem to get it unstuck. That's not that's the drop-off place over here. So we get 1850 for that. Well, let's hope his lessons learned. Thanks for rescuing his truck, accept. So 250 star points for that as well. That takes us up to $19,500, but that seems like a good as place as any to end the episode. So appreciate you all watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Leave me thoughts, feedback, comments, suggestions down below. We'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.